How's this set up? Hi. I will start this off by saying that I messed up my eyebrows really bad, and I'm not gonna apologize for them. I just want you to know that they don't usually look like this. It's fine. It's really fine. Whatever. Hi, welcome to episode 2. Hi, kettle. Sorry if the chair is creaky. Oh my god, this is already a mess. Anyway, welcome to the second episode of Hot and Capable, the podcast project that I'm working on. And I will say, like, the first episode is at like 100 views. How? How did that happen? I was expecting like maximum 2 and to be like speaking into the void. And I was expecting those 2 views to be like my mom and my sister. But people, I'm so grateful for anyone who watched it. It's at like 9 likes. I'm just mentioning that because I see that like 9 people decided to click the like button. And I just feel like kind of overcome with like gratitude, and that it's been such a warm welcome, and I already feel like I've achieved what I set out to do with like 1 episode. So that is huge motivation to keep going, and I have a lot of ideas. And today's episode though, because I don't know when I filmed that. It might have been the same day as I had a major mental breakdown. And today I want to talk about that. I want to talk about catastrophic thinking. That's going to be a big theme. And yeah, I decided to get really comfy because today I decided I want to be hot, capable, and comfy. So I got my comfy chair from my reading corner over there, and I have my legs on another chair, and then I have my oh my god, it's backwards. Hang on. It doesn't really matter. It's just that my lazy ass has never weaved in the 2 threads. That really speaks about my personality, you know. But yeah, I made this blanket, and now I'm all comfy cozy. So now, one of the goals of this podcast is to talk about mental health issues and life struggles as they are. It's not always beneficial and productive to be sugarcoating things. Sometimes things just suck so much that you have to be truthful about it, and that is very important. It is very important to be open, like be in a place, first of all, where you feel brave enough to say things as they are, you know. But I'm not saying that you should always be complaining or letting yourself get stuck in that like negativity spiral, or pulling someone else into your pain. Not saying that that's what you should be doing, but oh my god, sometimes you just have to be truthful and not be afraid of saying how much things suck. And letting others hear about the pain you're in, as long as it's like, yeah, within reason. So as often as I do this, every time I do try to look at things from the perspective of my best self, which is a huge life lesson. Oh my god, I forgot to get it. I want to give you a book recommendation, but it's all what if I just I'll put the cover on the screen for a moment. But quick book recommendation. There's a book called Tiny Beautiful Things by Cheryl Strayed. It is one of my all-time favorite books. It's come with me to the psych ward like 3 times. It's the comfort book I take there because it just has a lot of things I need to hear in it. Basically, Cheryl Strayed, who also wrote Wild, which became a Reese Witherspoon movie, she used to be a columnist, and she would have this column where under the name Dear Sugar, she would receive emails of people explaining their struggles and asking for advice, and then Cheryl would respond with like the most, at the same time, like, what's the word I'm looking for, like straightforward, not sugarcoating, like saying things as they are, but also just giving the most compassionate advice. I would highly recommend that to anybody. It's amazing. But that is the book where I learned about looking at things from the point of view of your best self, your higher self. And so yeah, go read that. Okay, but I had this mental breakdown, and I will talk truthfully about it without sugarcoating things. But know that I'm not gonna be wallowing in self-pity or, but I want to be honest. So, I don't know when this started. I feel like it was weeks and weeks ago, maybe even like a month ago, when I suddenly started feeling not so great, not so stable as I had been for the majority of this year, which is a whole other thing. Usually, I'm deeply depressed most of the year, and then I have some little stable periods, and then sometimes you can hear the cars, can't you? I'm so sorry. So maybe a little stable period every year, and then sprinkle in some hypomania in there. I'm bipolar. Hello. But to this year, because I've had two dreams, two goals in my life, and one of them is to be stable, mentally stable enough to be able to live a normal life that is at times boring. That is what I chased, that stability. And then the other one was to be able to be employed and make my own money. Still working on that. It's not looking great. We'll talk about it another time. But most of this year has been very stable. Like, I have a baseline of just stableness, and whenever there's been a little wobble or a hiccup, I'm able to bounce back so fast, and that's not a thing that's ever been a thing. So I see huge progress there this year. And I've had some high highs, like I got married and stuff. That was pretty nice. But then, yeah, so it was kind of, I'm still not sure exactly. I don't think there was just one trigger that caused this slight downhill. I think it was a combination maybe of a few things that weren't like maybe major enough to warrant the mental breakdown I had, but I do suspect that it was just a case of a few bigger things going wrong, like my grandmother dying. I mean, that is a big thing, and I'm sure, it's affected me a little bit. But I think it was just a combination of things, and then a constant 24/7 looming anxiety and stress and worries that wore me out. But then, well, like, it's, oh my god, is it Thursday or Friday? What day was it yesterday? Yesterday was Thursday, so I would think that today is Friday. I think that's how it works. I think this breakdown was on Monday or Sunday. So I started going not just downhill like I was, but I had a major like dip, and I went to a very dark place. And that was because I had 3 of my mental disorders attack me at once, because it was just the general anxiety that was constant 24/7, always looming in the back of my mind, and my OCD, because my OCD is mainly tics, very physical tics like, imagine Tourette's, if you don't know what OCD tics are. I didn't either until I started having it, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Huh? It's bad. It's awful. It's physical. I will be making a whole episode about OCD. Cannot wait to start unraveling that shit and tell you all about it. Because it's fascinating. It's horrible, but it's fascinating. Anyway, so my OCD tics immediately get worse when I'm in some sort of anxious state. It's the correlation, the connection there is immediate. So the anxiety was causing really bad OCD tics, which had me in physical pain and exhausted, obviously. And then because I'm in that constant state of being miserable, I had a little bit of a relapse in my eating disorder, which has not been good in general. But yeah, then I had a bad binge eating. It was a rough few days, I'll say that. So when all those three things attacked at once, I was sitting on that floor right there, like right there, and I was howling in pain. Not physical pain, but mental pain. I was in so much pain that I was like scream crying, howling. It was insane. It was really bad. That breakdown was probably needed. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you just need to cry that shit out, yell that shit out. Sometimes it's healthy, okay? It's not dangerous. It wasn't dangerous. It was needed, but holy shit, was it bad and horrible. And my husband called me, and I was just crying to him, trying to explain what was going on, and he was being very calm and supportive, as he always is. I really need that kind of a partner to balance me out, and I'm so grateful for him. So he was in a call with me for a bit, and then we hung up, and then all I wanted to do in that situation was call my sister, who is my rock, who is my sister. And so all I just wanted to do was call her. I didn't want to talk about what was going on, especially because it did help talking to my husband about it. But what I wanted from my sister was just to hear her voice. So it's as simple as that. I just wanted to hear her voice, have her tell me about her day, and then she did. And then in the end, she made me laugh so much that I did feel better and was able to get over it that night. Then now we get to the meat of the episode. Next day I had therapy. It was very okay, so this was Monday, because Tuesday's therapy day. So this was a very convenient timing. I did not want to do therapy. I did not want to that day. But, so I explained the whole situation. I did cry at some point. But I was complaining. I was telling her straight up all the feelings I had, the fears. Important. Another life lesson that I've learned this year, because I've been at my personal bottom countless times. Like I haven't been counting, but I've been at my personal worst. I've been suicidal so many times for such long periods, so I know what my bottom is. And when I was crying on the floor right there, I felt it. And I was so scared. I was terrified. That's maybe the overarching feeling I was having. I was terrified because it's always felt like the work you put in, the energy, the willpower, the everything you put in, every time you have to get out of that place, that your darkest place, is insane. The amount of work and time. And then you do all that work and then you get better. Great. But then then it happens again. And when your life is just the constant battle of that, it leaves you hopeless. The hopelessness is insane. That's why I've been suicidal, because it's like even if you put in all that work and you get yourself out of there, it's gonna happen again. That's also part of being bipolar, because you know that bipolar is a lifelong illness, and that's just gonna be the thing. There's always that chance of becoming depressed or manic. But yeah, so that's, I felt that pain of that Rika. And I was terrified because I was like, is this happening now? Am I gonna have a big depression relapse right now? I cannot be doing that. I don't have the time. I'm supposed to fucking travel across the world in 2 weeks and then spend 3 weeks there and then come back. And how am I gonna do that if my OCD is at this state and if I'm having panic attacks and I'm depressed and I don't feel like blah. All of those are catastrophe thoughts. Fun. So that, I told that to my therapist, and she told me that I am having a classic case of catastrophe thinking. And because I know what that is, and we'll get into it. I did not want to hear that in the moment. Now, I will admit, I did not like my therapist very much in that moment. I was a little bit angered, and I cannot properly explain why that was, but I think it was that I felt like it was a little bit invalidating, which doesn't make any sense, and it's not a good thought to have, but I felt like she was diminishing my pain, if that makes sense. However, she's 100% right. That was, all of those thoughts were catastrophic thoughts, and that is what we'll get into now. So I did a little bit of research. So catastrophe thinking is something called a cognitive distortion. These are big words. Big words to pronounce. So the word cognitive means conscious intellectual activity, which just means thinking and reasoning or remembering, simplified. So there is this therapy type, form of therapy, called cognitive behavioral therapy. Also, that's a tongue twister. But cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, focuses on challenging and changing those cognitive distortions. I did this form of therapy for 3 years, and let me tell you, hard work. Hardest work I had done in my life up until that point. It was mainly for my OCD and anxiety. It was like retraining my brain into not doing the OCD rituals or tics, period. It was retraining my brain to not do those things. Fucking horrible, but the results, I would highly recommend. The results are insanely good, I'd say. So those catastrophic thoughts are cognitive distortions, and it's when, for example, like you're catastrophizing. Who made up these words? You are catastrophizing the future, like I just said, like imagining the worst possible outcome of a situation and believing that it'll come true, and then perhaps avoiding that situation altogether sometimes. Or say you've made a tiny mistake that probably no one's gonna notice or won't get you into trouble at all, and in your sensible brain you know that that's the case, that's true, but the catastrophic voice inside you wins, and it'll put you in a panicked state to blow the situation out of proportion. That's another way or example. And this is the base of obsessive compulsive disorder, I would say. These catastrophic thoughts can also be described as intrusive thoughts. Hello, welcome. Welcome to OCD. The Mental Health Foundation, I've written, describes OCD as a type of anxiety disorder characterized by intrusive and frequent obsessions and repetitive and ritualistic behaviors. It's such a complex thing, and I can't wait to talk about it. I can't wait to deep dive into it. But yeah, that's what my therapist told me, is I'm having a classic case of that. And yeah, it was not what I wanted to hear in that moment, but it is 100% true. So that was the situation. That was it in its essence. It is now, as I said, Friday. So it's been a few days since the breakdown. And now I want to, again, put a little bit of a positive spin on this, as I always do, and view this from the perspective of my better self and everything. We're going to talk about self-care. We're going to talk about what I did to apparently have a feeling okay this morning. Yeah, that's great. I've developed and found so many different like coping mechanisms and just things that help me get through all of my 5 mental disorders and all different types of situations. So I have a shit ton of coping mechanisms. Like, I have enough to share. Do you want some? Let me tell you. Let me tell you. So on Monday, after all of that, I was like, what my brain needs right now, what my best self is telling me, is that you need to lock in and play a shitload of Stardew Valley. Like, you need to you need a day. You need a day of nothing but Stardew Valley. And I think that was Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And this morning, usually I spend an hour in bed every morning drinking my coffee and doing whatever on my phone and playing doing my Animal Crossing dailies. But yesterday and today I was like, I'm gonna get myself out of bed sooner if I just go straight to the computer and play Stardew. So that's what I did. And one of these days was no, hang on. I have been playing Stardew for the majority of the days, but I do have to-do lists. I love to-do lists. I love any sort of list. Very much. And I have to-do lists everywhere, but on Tuesday I was like, I need it physically on my desk. I need a little sticky note to write a few steps at a time. Only a few like attainable goals. Like chores, like doing a load of laundry, or I was gonna say take out the trash, but I haven't been able to leave the house even to take out the trash. The trash is waiting right there. I haven't been able to leave the house. That's fine. I do have to today. But anyway, I've been productive. I've been getting shit done. I've been taking care of myself. I've been taking care of my space to the best of my capabilities. And then I've been playing a shitload of Stardew Valley. That pulled me out. That yoinked me out of that pit so fast. My God, I love Stardew Valley. We all need these coping mechanisms that are tailored to us and what we need during tough times. So, highly recommend if you don't feel like you have any coping mechanisms or anything, work on it, because then when that catastrophe strikes, you'll know that there are ways that you can take care of yourself and look after yourself and be there for yourself, even if there's like no one else. You'll know how to take care of yourself. So it's very important to be aware of what will help you, and it's good to have those in your back pocket when the catastrophe strikes, so then you're not in a place where you just have to, in that panic, figure out, oh my God, what the fuck do I do? Okay, I do have to leave the house today because I need groceries, but I'm stressed as fuck because of that, because my eating disorder is not thriving. I mean, which way would that be? Is it thriving when it's really bad, or is it thriving when it's all good? I don't know. But I do have to figure out what to eat, and I hate that, and I'm so stressed out about that. But I thought after that, I'm done for the day and I can play Stardew all day because I've been so productive. I've been so good. I've done so many things. And by that point, I'll be like, I'm good. I don't need to do anything else. Just play Stardew. And I've had a good day. And I'm proud of myself. And I've done a good job. So, that is the plan. I've only been recording 30 minutes. Do I yap about something else? What could I yap about? I mean, what could I not yap about? What could I not yap about? I want to touch my books. That was not related to anything. I just got the urge to go touch and smell my books. Oh, no. We could talk about coping mechanisms. I can give you examples. Let's talk about coping mechanisms and nice things to do for yourself. Let's start with taking care of yourself and your space. So what self-care, like physically, and aesthetically means to me is dyeing my eyebrows, because my eyebrows are white and my eyelashes are white, and so I look a bit ill. So I need to have some color in my eyebrows. So I do that. I dye my eyebrows. Washing my hair, it takes so long. So it's like, if I do it, I've accomplished a big thing. But if I have clean hair, I washed it last night. If I have this, I'm happy. I like myself more. I like looking at myself more in the mirror, which is that I don't like looking at myself in the mirror because it's not good. Because of my like body dysmorphia and my whatever distorted view of my body. Woohoo! It's showering in general. It is brushing my teeth. It is flossing. Basic hygienic things. Feeding yourself is self-care. I did do my nails. I do my own gel nails sometimes. And last night I didn't really want to do it because I know that's also a couple hours down the drain kind of, unless it makes you feel good. And it did make me feel good. The nails didn't turn out exactly how I wanted to, but it's better than nothing, because nail art was my, like, nail art, piercings, and makeup were my favorite ways to express myself as a kid. Those were very important coping mechanisms for me. So I feel better when I have my nails done. So when you use like 2 to 3 hours doing your nails, you are investing in yourself, because that's not something you need to be doing for your physical health. But if it makes you feel happy, that is time that you're really investing in yourself. So if you have anything like that, it is literally investing in yourself. It doesn't have to be like financially, but that's so important, because I don't know, it makes me feel like I love and appreciate myself more when I'm doing things like this, to invest in myself and be like, okay, you deserve nice things. I'll take care of you, babes. It's fine. And then when it comes to your space, it can be, if you're like a person who needs a tidy space to feel like mentally clear and not distracted by a mess, do that. Cleaning is good. Organizing, I don't like cleaning, but I love organizing, and I love knowing exactly what I own and where everything is. I'm not perfect. There's a lot of stuff I need to go through again, and I'm waiting to have enough energy to do that, but that will make me happy. It always does. So that's also like taking care of your space. Just taking out the trash. Cooking. Also, I feel better about eating and not feel guilty about it if I've put love and effort into what I've cooked, and it's nourishing food. Yeah. Like a few weeks ago, I made soup, a new recipe of soup, and I cooked for an hour, and I did it in silence. That's another thing. I do not thrive in silence. The only time I can be in silence is when I'm reading a book, and even then, usually I have some sort of background noise, I guess. Taking that time to put that focus and effort into making that soup, it felt so good. It felt nice. I should do it again. It's simple things, coping mechanisms, and things that you enjoy doing. It's the simplest things that are so important. Hobbies are another one. Some people love like hitting the gym or going for your hot girl walk every day. So good. I'm not a very physical person. I don't enjoy exercise, but I know some people do, and that's very good for both their physical and their mental health. So exercising could be good. Finding the right kind of exercise for you, like yoga. I used to do a lot of yoga and Pilates, and that felt nice. I can't do that anymore though. But then for me, this is this is one hobby that crocheting is such a brainless activity for me. I love it. It's that doing that with my hands is so good. I love crafts. And then gaming is, oh boy, gaming is such an important hobby to me, always has been. I fucking love it. Writing is, I did mention in the first episode that I wrote 2 books, which is true, and then I've written a ton of other things, but that's like I've physically written them, but every day I have a million different stories and scenarios in my head, and that is how I process, and I have processed a lot of what's happened to me and my feelings and everything. Writing is, I guess it is my biggest lifeline. One of the biggest, at least. So literally even journaling, not writing fiction, but journaling. I did count, because I did start going through my old journals. I counted 21. I've had 21 physical journals, and then I write a lot digitally too. But it's like on days when I'm just like frustrated, maybe I don't even know the reason I'm frustrated, I write shit down, like stream of consciousness. Consciousness is also a fucked up word. I don't like it. But stream of consciousness, just writing about what's going through your mind has calmed me down so many times. Just that, just writing down whatever the fuck, and it's cleared my brain, and I've been able to move on completely by myself. Like, I did that. I didn't need anybody else. So journaling, writing, great ways if you're into that. Even if you're not, you should try it. I bet. And then what else do I do? Reading. I mean, yeah. Reading, a huge lifeline. I love reading. I love books. It's finding that even like one hobby, if you don't have a hobby, even one that would support your mental health and give you joy and like kind of take you out of the day-to-day, just time for yourself and your enjoyable hobby. That's already a lot of coping mechanisms and stuff. It's good to have a little thinkle. It's good to try different things. Speaking of that, I want to do also like dedicated episodes to anxiety and panic attacks and coping mechanisms that I have and would recommend, and then I also want to do research and give you other ones. So very excited to dive in deep with that one as well. Now I've yapped for another 10 minutes. Do you think this is enough? I think this is enough. Oh my god, wait, what time is it? It's almost noon. I still gotta go to the store. Well, this was fun. I love that I did this like little cozy setup instead of sitting on this chair. So I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna get food. I should do a load of laundry. And then I feel like I can be like, okay, that was my day. Now I can play Stardew Valley without feeling guilty at all. That sounds perfect. But, hi. Hello. Thank you to all the new subs. Thank you for the likes. I wanted to say that I do want this to be a safe place for everybody and a place where you can talk about your experiences openly, but like also feel like you are being seen and heard and supported, and that you're not alone at all. So feel free to write anything in the comments. If you want to share what you've been going through, that's completely fine. Go ahead. But I also wanted to say, like, if you don't feel brave enough or like comfortable enough, I guess, to write in the comment section where everybody can see, I do have an email. I think it's called projecthotincapable@gmail.com. I will put it on the screen. I will put it in the description. If you feel like you just need to be heard, I guess. I cannot guarantee I can offer any kind of help or advice. Cannot guarantee that, but I can always listen. So if you need that, you can email me. That's completely fine. I want to be here. That's my whole goal. I just want to be here for everybody. So, yay! This was fun. Comfy cozy. So yeah, next episode, I think that's the theme of that will be travel anxiety, and otherwise just like how to get yourself to take out the trash when you cannot leave the house. Because like I said, in a couple weeks I will be traveling across the world, and I'm fucking freaking out. So I feel like if I do that episode, whatever I will say, I will need to hear more than you. But yeah, so that I think will be the next episode. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well. If you're not, then that's okay. You are hot and capable. Oh my god, I forgot to say that. Wait, hang on. One more thing. So a while ago, I just started because whenever you're like in your worst place, you're down or whatever, and people are telling you like, oh, you're so brave, oh, you're so resilient, like you're so strong. I just want people to call me hot and capable. That's the whole fucking way this whole thing started. I just want to be called hot and capable. And then I started saying this to a couple of my friends, and now it's become a thing, and we just call each other hot and capable all the time, and I love that. So remember that you are hot and capable, and I appreciate you, and I see you, and I will catch you in the next episode. Bye.